Hi kids, it's Pastor Greg. It's time for another story. I'm going to tell you a story from the Action Bible. Have you ever had a time where you had to do something that you just didn't think you could do? It seemed impossible for you to do? Or have you ever had a time when you were asked to do something that you thought was silly or foolish and you didn't see the point? Well, today's story is about a couple men who had that exact experience. Let me read to you. This is from the book of 2 Kings. And it's a story about a famous general whose name was Naaman. He was a general in the nation of Aram. But one day, this brave general got sick. He had a disease that's called leprosy. It's a very serious disease and would mean that he couldn't fight and lead the armies of Aram anymore. He didn't know what to do. But in his household was a young girl. She was an Israelite, one of God's people from the nation of Israel. And she told her master Naaman, "I know there's a prophet in Israel, and he can make you better." So that big general Naaman, he asked his own king, "Can I go to Israel to see if the prophet can heal me?" His king said, "Sure, give it a try." And he even sent him a letter to take to the king of Israel. Well, when the king of Israel got that letter, he didn't know what to do. How am I supposed to make Naaman better? I'm not a doctor. I can't do miracles. Leprosy is a serious illness and I can't help him. That king of Aram, he's trying to poke a fight with me by asking me to do the impossible. Well, just then, some of the servants from Elisha came. Now, Elisha was a prophet. He was a man who walked closely with God and understood what God wanted people to do. And that servant said, "Tell Naaman to come see the prophet Elisha, and he will make him better." So that's what Naaman did. He went to Elisha's house. But when he got there, Elisha wasn't anywhere to be seen. Instead, he left one of his servants behind. And his servant told him, "Here's what you need to do. Go down to the Jordan River and wash yourself 7 times in the water, and your leprosy will be healed." Well, Naaman thought that was a silly idea. He said, "We have good rivers back home. Damascus, I could have bathed in one of those rivers. I'm not going to do a silly thing like that." But it was one of his wise and insightful servants who said to Naaman, "You know what? If God had asked you to do a really difficult thing, you would have done it. So why not do this simple thing?" Naaman saw the sense in that, so he went down into the river Jordan and he bathed 7 times, cleaning himself. And on the 7th time, when he came up, his leprosy was all gone. Wow. He went back home after stopping by Elijah's house and thanking him for helping him out, apologizing that he had been too proudful to do that simple thing at first. But what a joyful thing to be back with his family. Sometimes if God asks us to do something that seems impossible, we need to ask other people for help. And sometimes if God asks us to do something, or perhaps even your parents ask you to do something that doesn't make sense, we need to do it anyhow, and then we'll see the benefit of it later on. Well, I hope you're staying well and enjoying time at home. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.